Hello everyone, I'm Neverdot. Welcome to my channel. Today is Father's Day, or rather it was last week. But to celebrate that, we're going to be doing a Father's Day drawing. Let's see what kind of cute thing we can do for that. Let's go. Right, so for Father's Day, we're going to be drawing a cute little family. Last year we did octopi. Today we're going to be doing turtles. The turtles are our typical family in the comic. If you do read the Neverdot comic, I do recommend it. The mom and the dad are kind of hard to tell apart. They're kind of identical. They do have slightly different coloration, so we'll see that a bit later. The baby is quite easy to figure out. This guy, and in typical dad fashion, we're dangling him dangerously by the leg. Always a good option for any father to be dangling his child by the leg. Now, he was a bit too low, so we're going to, raise him up more precariously to increase the risk of head trauma should he be dropped. Now, the mom is going to be a little panicky and reaching to stop the dad. It's unlikely to help. Dads don't listen. And now we're just going to get the line art drawn in. You might be wondering, why am I drawing all over the other lines? That's kind of sloppy. Well, in computer land, we can just put them on different layers and erase the little parts that don't need to be there, like so. It's much easier not to care about hitting the other lines. I really like it. So, just getting the mother's head put in. We had to shrink her head a little bit. She was too big. Not saying mothers have big heads, but this mother did have a big head. And, little eye surgery there. Hey, if your eyes are too close, we're going to cut them out and move them over. Baby's gonna have to get in there. It's hard to get the shells properly rounded because I don't have a buffing machine, so they just have to be hand drawn like so. And we're gonna clear out all the little gabbly bits and look like, oh, the little eye shine. The eye shine is the soul of the turtles. Without them, they don't look properly alive. So now I'm gonna get my original comic, the very first one, and that has the turtles. They were the very first thing featured on the Neverdot comic, and they have the original proper colors. I have to use the exact same colors every time because, that's the only identifying feature of these different turtles. So they all have different skin color, shell edge color, belly shell color, and it all, works together. And here's the shading. The shading is a key to identifying where the source of the sun is, and the source of the sun is really, I don't know where because I haven't drawn the background yet. But, we're just gonna fill it in however we think it might eventually go. And there's the baby's head upside down. I should have drawn his face a little bit more red because blood rushing up to his head, and probably he should be unconscious maybe. I don't know. But the mummy turtle, who doesn't have a name, dad turtle also doesn't have a name, baby turtle also doesn't have a name. The entire family is just, in the witness protection program, I think. That's why we don't know what they are. And a weird shadow technique I'm doing here. I have never done this before, I don't really think, but it's kind of neat and fun. And yeah, if you thought I did amazing shadows, wrong. So now we're going to put them outside, and let's say it's daytime in the summer. Could be the summer. Here's some dirty dirt on the ground. Just splatter out some different colored little mud patches, and then layer over some nice grass. The grass is just sort of sketchy, but then we're going to play a trick and put in this fake real grass in the background using a grass brush that I made up. And we also need some nice trees. One of the cool things that I do with the trees and backgrounds anyways to save some time is just layer down these leaves I made. I made a leaf brush that just paints the leaves. They look terrible. I've never used them, but if you fill them in the solid color, it makes a really nice background. So terrible brush, but once you fill it in, boop, it looks great. We're going to make one of those trees a little bit more faded, so it looks like it's more in the background and they're not all at the same layer. And we need a little bit more. One more thing. Let's just put a rock in there just to, spice up the background a little bit because it was a bit too simple, just cutting across. So I'm just eyeballing it like I don't have a reference for the rock and I really should have put one up. But hey, whatever. We got to put the spatter of the rock texture in there, and there we get a little shadow in the rock, and guess at the shape of a rock. Put in the shadow, and maybe another rock would be good. So just fade it out a bit because it's too strong. It's in the background, the air. So we'll just put one more rock that's just absolutely in the background, and it's not really working. I don't like it. So goodbye, rock. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed watching me draw these wonderful little turtles that are dangerously dangling their children. But, hey, when you have a shell, that's quite alright. If you don't have a shell, don't do that. So, keep drawing, and until next time, see ya. Yeah. Pretty. You saw nothing. If you like this video, please give a like and maybe a comment as to what you'd like to see drawn in the future. Also, consider checking out our website, neverdot.com. We have a lot of comics, more of this turtle family doing their own thing. Also, a lot of their friends, dinosaurs, octopi, and stuff like that. See you next time.